Okay, now I'm recording. Oh jeez. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a little tutorial on hotkeys and things in Dungeon Defenders. For now, I will do base game and Redux hotkeys, and then I'll move on to Redux hotkeys that were added later. The first one is in this screen. If you click on one character, hold the Alt button, click on another character, it swaps them around. And it also works for other pages. Oop, that didn't work. So if I press Huntress here, hold Alt, click on my Jester, it'll swap. It doesn't work if they're in the same position. So if I click my Summoner here and click on my Eevee, it won't work. But everything else will. Select my Summoner. Okay. Now if I were to drop something onto my floor here and go into Summoner Overlord. Keys are touchy. You can actually move things around wherever you need them, so you can make your tavern look pretty. Oh, and you can also cast your abilities where you need them with the Summoner. So I'm going to go to Hero and Flash Heal. See what where my cursor was. Just press a 0 hotkey. So yeah, I have Flash Heal over there now. Also, if you summon something using don't move your mouse and summon another one, you can actually stack them. That's a summoner only thing. Easy stacking. If you're a Jester, press the X button to swap your weapons. That might be obvious to some people, but the C button can ping. T button opens your hero wheel. Middle mouse button also opens your hero wheel. Mine sucks, so I can't do it. If you scroll your middle mouse button, it'll zoom you in and zoom you out. H button gets rid of all your hub. Q button makes you be able to look around. The can't show you right now, but the N button will skip a boss timer. It works in most maps. I don't think it works in Boss Rush, but there is a skip boss timer button in the map itself. The M button will let you drop your mana, like all the mana you're holding in a match. I should go in a match and show you, but I won't. Okay, if you gotta change your heroes, if you press like a number, like 1 through 8, it'll swap to that character. So if I press 1, it'll swap to my character in that position. Also, if you press 0 and 9, it'll actually change the page for you. If you're trading with somebody, you press the U button, it'll open up the trade. If you press G in a... hold on, I'll show you this one. Okay, so let's do the mana one. Yeah, if you're holding your mana, you press M, it drops your mana. If you press G, hold on, let's get in a few characters here. Okay, so I have two characters in here. If you press G, it readies up without even having to click on the crystal. If you press Ctrl G, it'll force start the wave without the other character pressing G. I'm gonna restart the match quickly. Okay. So if I had, oh man, I'm so bad with the keyboard. Okay, so let's say I had a tower here, and you can see it on the map, right? If you press P, it toggles the towers on the map. If you press O, it toggles the enemy cards on the map. It also toggles the enemy cards in the round. Go back to Tavern. Let's say, let's drop this. Okay, so you see that red beam? You can actually press B and get rid of that. You can also get rid of the, I'll show you. Hold on, let's move this aside. So if you press B, it gets rid of the beam. If you press B again, it just shows the circle on the bottom. If you press it a third time, it'll bring back the beam. Tab will open the chat. F1 will actually show the chat log. When G clicks on the crystal in the tavern. Oh, changing hotkeys. So you see at the bottom left side, there's like 10 different hotkeys you can have. Controller will only have 4. You can actually change those if you like go into your hero wheel here, hovering over an item or one of these hotkeys, holding in a number. See, I just changed my upgrade thing to summon Kobold. So you can like do that to all of them. Like so. If you see something that's better for you on the floor, yeah, let's just drop it. It'll have this green arrow on it. Like those little green arrows beside it. If you press Ctrl P, you can toggle those off. On off. And if you press in the item inventory, if you press L on an item, you can actually unlock it and lock it. If you press Control L, it'll unlock and lock a full page, right? No. Hey, it's not working. I was told that one worked. That doesn't even work. Maybe I have it off or something. Oh. Okay. If you have like a bunch of auras on top of each other, which you probably do a lot of the time, even with traps and towers, this works. So if you were to try to, oh, yeah, if you want to try and upgrade them and you only want to upgrade like the strength drain aura, for example, you press the plus and minus keys to swap between them. You can also change the size by pressing the minus line before you place them. It's, you know, like a tiny little aura here. Chat commands. In chat, give me hours here. So if you press, you just tab and press and type in "kill me," it'll kill your character. Now that's useful for if you want to like reset a cooldown or something. So if I was like remote defense boosting, let's make that number 5%. And you know how remote boost has like a massive cooldown, you can like kill your character, reset that. Of course, it's only 3 seconds in the tavern, but it's actually a like a near 40-second cooldown. I think that's it for the base game. Now, Redux only has a couple more. I may have mentioned this one, but N, letter N, skips boss cooldown or countdowns. And it doesn't work in a boss rush, but boss rush has a button for that on its own already. There's a built-in emulator in Redux. Also, F2 to F5 is players 1 through 4. So if I was to press F5 or F3, I bring in player 2, and then F4 player 3, and F5 player 4. And each one takes control of your mouse and keyboard commands. So my player 4 is moving around with mouse and keyboard. If I was to press F2 again, it goes back to play player 1. And if you press F7, it gets rid of them all. press F6, it spams them all back in. And yeah, F6 spams them all in. And then if you press F8, it actually hides them all. See, they're all still here. And you can play on full screen with your player 1 character. And that's it. That's them all. That's all of them. Isn't that cool? I don't think there's anything else. That's all I have written down. Oh, yeah, one more. Let's do one more. Okay. Tower stacking. So I stack manually. A lot of people use an emulator for this. But if you press... So a hotkey, like number 3 is my hotkey for my fireball tower. And you like... So if you press the hotkey and then like shadow it over where you want it, like keep it green and then deselect it, and you can walk away from that space. And then click the hotkey and the spacebar at the same time. It'll actually place in that same space you had it at. Now you can do this as many times as you want. Now I do this manually, but a lot of people do this with a macro or whatever. Now if you wanted to do more than one type of tower in that same space, then you shadow them all in that same space and do the same thing. And they're all in that same spot. Now, what the base game can't do is use the emulator to place different towers in the same spot. Let's use you. Except with the Jester. Jester's exception to that rule. So let's use a different character. Let's use you. Okay, so let's say I want a wall or a harpoon in the same spot as a lightning tower. Did I put it there? So you take them both and shadow them both in the same spot. And then start placing them. And then switch your character with the emulator and do the same thing. They're kind of all in the same spot. Yeah. That's something I figured out not too long ago. That's my lesson on hotkeys and things you can do that some people may not know about. I may have missed some things, but they're not in this video. Till next time. I'm gonna end stream now. Bye bye.